Here we go. Every single boss in Dark Souls, in the Souls trilogy, 1, 2, 3, including DLC. These are the tiers that we have. Opening up with Iron Golem. Obviously from Dark Souls 1, he's a big boy, but he has a cheese. He's not like a super hard boss. He's got very like big telegraphed moves that you can dodge. I think this is a solid boss fight. I could see this as B tier. Oh my god, Gwyn? Already? You put Gwyn second on this list? Alright, Gwyn. In my personal opinion, Gwyn is a great fight. I love that they gave him this like sad story where, you know, he was this once epic, incredible, king who ruled, and now he's just a shadow of his former self. He's hollowed out completely. He's just grasping to embers, desperately holding on to the Age of Fire with all that is left of him. The music, plin pling plong, is so great. It is an easy boss fight if you can parry. If you cannot parry, it's actually a pretty tough boss fight. The lore is on point. The music is on point. The boss, the stadium where you fight him in, is absolutely on point. I could potentially put this into S, but I think I'm gonna keep him in A for now. We only have 2 bosses here, so I need some kind of reference point. Great Grey Wolf Sith. This is a Sag fight. Sif, obviously the protector of Artorias' grave. Actually a decently tough fight. And it's so sad. When he's like at like a 0.25% HP, he starts limping. But I think it's a B tier fight. He's just a big wolf that you have to stay under, and that's pretty well it. Gravelord Nito. Pretty cool fight, I think. I fucking hate that you take a third of your health when you like, if you guys remember, you have to like fall down to get to his arena. You take fall damage from the fall, and it does like a third of your HP. I hate that. But I will say that the Gravelord Nito fight is fun. I would put it A tier if it wasn't for the fucking fall damage. Gaping Dragon. This is in the depths, right? In Dark Souls 1. This boss looks fucking cool. Look at that. But the boss fight itself is pretty meh. His moves are really telegraphed. Like, I don't know. I would say like C tier. It's like pretty meh. Four Kings. I think Four Kings is a decent fight. It's basically a DPS check. They spawn on a timer. The sort of cheese strat for that is to just put on Havel's set and just tank all their hits. The arena is so cool. Like right in the abyss. There's not really anything amazing about the mechanics. I'd say it's a B tier. Demon Fire Sage. What's this boss again? Oh, yeah. This is the reskin of the first boss. I'm gonna rate Asylum Demon first, because it's basically a reskin of Asylum Demon. It's a good fight, you know. I think it's like pretty straightforward. I know the first time I remember playing Dark Souls, seeing this guy was terrifying. His moves are really telegraphed. I guess it's good for an introduction boss because it teaches the player to like look for moves like telegraphs, but it's a pretty boring fight. I'm gonna give it a C. It's not anything amazing. And I think also Demon Fire Sage will go C because it's basically the same boss fight but on fire. So next up we have Dark Sun Gwyndolin. This is an optional boss in Dark Souls 1. It's kind of a meh fight, honestly. Running, hiding, and hitting is basically all you do. The arena is cool. I would say the lore and the arena of the boss fight keep this from a D tier for sure. I think C tier. Crossbreed Priscilla. She is in the Painted World of Ariamis. A completely optional boss. She's pretty unique in that she goes invisible and you have to like track her footprints in the snow, which is really cool. The only other boss that does that goes invisible is Lady Frida. She's incredibly easy to kill though. She has like no health. It's a cool area. It's a cool boss fight mechanically, but she's dead in like 2 seconds. Maybe like a low B. Chaos Witch Quelaag. Ooh. Chest ahead. I would say this is a good fight. You walk in, you have this big arena. It looks so cool. But then you quickly realize that the arena is not as big as you might think. Because the spider spits out fucking fire and lava and covers up half the arena. There's some really amazing telegraphing for some of her moves. Like, I love the move. Oh, it's so great. Where she slumps down and she like hugs the spider and then it just like does the big AoE. I think this is an A tier fight. Taurus Demon I think is a decent fight. You know, it's one of the earliest boss fights in Dark Souls 1. It's a good introduction, I think, to the game as well. Like a B tier, I don't know. Maybe like a high C. Next, we have Centipede Demon. Is it bad that I don't even remember what this boss is? Oh, right. Yeah, probably not great that I forgot about this. The boss itself looks pretty cool, I would say. The arena is annoying as fuck, I remember fighting in. Yeah, I don't love this fight. C tier. Ceaseless Discharge. Hardest boss fight in the game, I think we can all agree. This boss has sad lore attached to it, if I remember correctly. Looks really cool. Again, the boss design is great, but you literally just cheese it, it dies in 2 hits. I will say, the first time that I saw this boss, I shit my pants. I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to fight this? Capra Demon. So, Capra Demon, honestly, is such a frustrating boss fight. The moment you enter the fog wall, you get assaulted by like 3 of those dog enemies. I hate fighting them so much. They're so annoying. If it weren't for the fact that there's those 3 dogs, it would be an unremarkable fight. You know, maybe B tier, yada, yada, yada. I hate this fight. D tier. Fuck it. Calamite. I have to put him in DNF. I think I got Calamite down to like 50% HP on my best pull. I really haven't fought him that much. What Calamite does, I really like this. Calamite will charge you and then immediately turn around and breathe its like dark fire at you. It's a good fight, but I can't really speak too much on it because I still haven't finished it. So I don't know if there's like any more to it after 50%. Bell Gargoyle from DS1. Good fight. Good fight. It's a good multi-boss fight, I think, you know? And it's one of the earliest boss fights in Dark Souls. I think Bell Gargoyle fight is the first challenge, is the first like true challenge of Dark Souls. Individually, they're not that great, you know, like strength-wise, but together, it's tough. And it's a lot of fun. I think this is a good B tier fight. Bed of Chaos. What do I say about Bed of Chaos? What do you guys think about Bed of Chaos? I don't really love it that much. First of all, it's just this weird, cheesy, like, gimmick fight. I think the lore is cool. I think the boss itself looks cool. You know, they always nail it with the art. They always nail it with the music. Yada, yada, yada. But the boss fight sucks. You just have to run to each side, right? And then you run down the middle and you kill the little bug. It's frustrating as fuck because the arms have like crazy hitboxes that I just hate. The run back to the boss blows. It's so gimmicky. I mean, Stray Demon is just a reskin of Asylum Demon and Demon Fire Sage. The cool thing about Stray Demon is that it's like kind of a secret. Sanctuary Guardian, the first boss in the DLC. Sanctuary Guardian is a good fight. Incredibly aggressive, has so many moves that are like unique and new that you just don't see in the base game. It like flies in the air and shoots lightning at you and electricity at you, which is fun as fuck. It's so fun to dodge. It's a challenging fight, like, and it's right at the beginning. You go to the DLC, you go through a fog wall, you're there. You're fighting the boss. I think it's an A tier fight. I think it's good. Ornstein and Smaug. Or Smaug? Smoog? Actually don't know how to say it. I think it's Smough. Infamous. This is a good fucking boss fight. This is a good boss fight. You have Dragon Slayer Ornstein, right? Who is like fast, nimble, quick, close distances rapidly. And you have Smough, big chonker of a fella. Hits hard, but can actually move fairly quick sometimes, surprisingly quick sometimes. The balance of the two, they complement each other's moves so well. This is an incredibly challenging boss fight. Dark Souls 1, if you're new to the game, you hit your head against this boss fight for hours. I got stuck on Ornstein and Smaug for a long time. This might be an S tier fight. I never forget the feeling when I finally defeated Ornstein and Smaug. It was so amazing. The fact that it's 2 phases is also really unique for Dark Souls 1. But yeah, I would say this is an S tier fight. It's so good. It's infamous. It's infamous for all the right it's famous, I should say. Pinwheel. Oh my god. Okay, so we go from talking, I can't rave enough about how much I love the Ornstein and Smaug fight, as frustrating as it can be and as difficult as it is. And then we go to Pinwheel. Oh my god, dude. You talk about polar opposites. This is our first Pepe laugh boss. We have our very first Pepe Laugh boss. Oh my god, dude. This boss is a complete fucking joke. And it's sad because the arena where you fight Pinwheel is really cool. It's a really cool arena. It's just, he has no health. He has the incredibly easy boss mechanic. The fact that he duplicates, though, is pretty interesting. You know, it's kind of unique for Dark Souls. You know, it's got that going for it, which is great. Other than that, it's just a lame fight. Pepe Laugh. We can all Pepe Laugh at Pinwheel. Next is Manus, Father of the Abyss, the final boss in the DLC of Dark Souls 1. I got farmed by Manus for 6 hours on stream. This fight is crazy. It's crazy for Dark Souls 1, I should say. Manus is incredibly aggressive, gives you very little opportunity to Estus. He has like that fucking wombo combo where he picks you up, throws you in the air, and just like bomb, 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 smacks you around. If you get caught in that, you're dead. This is a great fight, dude. The run back, I think I remember being kind of annoying because you literally run through you're at the bottom of the abyss. I mean, he's just dripping in lore. The arena you fight him in is dark and mysterious and epic. I think it's another S tier fight, dude. I think it's an S tier fight, straight up. Manus, the pain in my anus. Sith the Scaleless. Interesting mechanic, you know, like where you have to get behind him. In order to kill him, you have to like break his like crystal or whatever that's like keeping him alive. He's not very difficult. You can kind of stay like hug his big ass body and he can't really do a whole lot. I don't think it's a super remarkable fight. Maybe like C tier. He looks cool. The arena he's in is cool. Like he's got a lot of lore, obviously. You know, he's one of the old gods or whatever. I don't think that's a very phenomenal fight in any means. Moonlight Butterfly. Pepe Laugh. Knight Artorias. This is a really fun fight. This feels like a proper duel between two warriors. And like, you know, again, another boss that's dripping in lore. But this is like the Gwyn fight on steroids. He like does flips and shit. He'll like power up, which is fun because you can stop him from powering up. He throws like abyss in your face. I love the implication of this fight that all the stories, all the tales of Knight Artorias being valiant and ending the abyss are wrong. It's actually you who does everything. Go figure, the player is just too OP. I think this is another S tier fight. I love everything about this fight. So that's it for DS1 bosses. This is our tier list so far. Okay, Dark Souls 2 now. This is where things get a little more iffy for me in terms of memory. Vendrick. Pretty meh fight, honestly. It's almost like they tried to duplicate what they did with Gwyn, but he's just even more of a hollowed shell to the point where he like literally just walks around in circles. All in all, I don't think is a very great fight. It's pretty meh. I'm gonna put it at C tier. Velstad though. Velstad is the guy who's defending him. And Velstad is a fun fight. I remember him being really tough. I think Velstad was a good fight. I want to put it at A tier, but I just remember him being like really aggressive. Maybe not really aggressive, but having like really fun moves when you figure out the telegraphing. Twin Dragon Riders? I don't really remember this fight super well. Maybe that's not a great sign, so like maybe C tier. Throne Watcher and Throne Defender. Oh god, I don't remember this fight either. Oh, this is at the end. This is a multi-boss fight that was done decently well because you have like, I mean, you have the cast. Is she a caster? Oh god, I don't even remember. I gotta add a new tier. DNR, do not remember. I'll put Twin Dragon Riders here. I'll put Throne Watchers and Defenders here. The Rotten. This guy looks cool. Pretty terrifying. He's just like a amalgamation of bodies. Not a remarkable boss fight though. He's in a really cool area, but yeah, I don't really have much to say. I would put it like C tier maybe. D tier has like glaringly bad aspects of it. C tier is just like meh, you know, like it's okay. The Last Giant. Okay, the Last Giant. Oh yeah, that's when you're in the memory. No. This is like one of the first bosses you fight in Dark Souls 2. Nah, not that great. Not that great. Doesn't he like detach his arm and swing at you? I'm gonna put it at C tier again. It deserves to be on par with Asylum Demon. The Duke's Dear Freya. This is basically Quelaag, right? Yeah, oh yeah, it's just a spider. I don't really have anything special to say about this fight. It's not super duper memorable. C tier. Smelter Demon. This is the one that you can increase the size of the arena, right? Pretty tough boss fight. honestly sometimes feel like unreasonably difficult. I think C tier again. It's not amazing. He looks cool as shit. Skeleton Lords. Oh, yeah. This one's a bit of a joke, right? I don't think Skeleton Lords is very good. I'm gonna put it in D tier. It's just, you just walk through it and you just kill them. It's not that hard. It's not remarkable. There's nothing cool about it. I don't think it's that good. Sir Alon, or Alone, or Alani. I don't know how you say it. Oh, yes! Here we go. Finally! Finally! A good Dark Souls 2 boss. And this one comes in the DLC, one of the DLCs. This is a fucking good fight. It's like two samurai duking it out. He's got some really cool moves. For Dark Souls 2, it really put some emphasis on fast fights, difficult move combos to a dodge. I think this is a solid A tier. I don't think it quite reaches S for me. Not as iconic, maybe. I don't know. Is it low S? The arena that you fight him in is so beautiful, too. I know an argument to keep it out of S tier. It's the fucking run back to him. Dude, the run back to Sir Alani is so fucking annoying. That is why he stays in A. He stays in A. Oh, I forgot about this boss, Sin the Slumbering Dragon. This is a good fight. He basically has like defenses in place, you know, to prevent the player from abusing his big size. I think this is still a really solid fight. I want to put this at A as well. Definitely not better than Alani. I think Alani's better than Velstad. I think Alani's better than Sanctuary Guardian as well. And I think Alani's better than Chaos Witch Quelog. I think these two are about on par. Scorpioness, Naka? Oh, Najka. I don't really think this is that incredible of a fight. Again, I'd probably put it in C tier. Just another meh Dark Souls 2 boss. Ruin Sentinels. This is a good multi-boss fight. It's tough. I do remember being stuck on it for quite a while in DS2. I wouldn't say it's like as challenging as or as good of a multi-boss fight as Ornstein and Smaug. It's not perfectly balanced. Generally kill one before having to fight the other two. But most of the time you're stuck fighting two at once, which is tough. I think it's a good fight. I think it's like a high B. Royal... Oh, Jesus. I think these are both Pepe Laugh bosses. They're a joke. You just fight a bunch of rats. Pursuer! Okay, Pursuer. He really does live up to his name, doesn't he? Pursuer is definitely challenging, appears at sometimes very inopportune times. I could see Pursuer being at B. Feels good when you finally kill the Pursuer. After being pursued for so long, you finally get the kill on, and you're like, yes! Prowling Magus and Congregation. Dude, these Dark Souls 2 bosses, I don't even remember what this is. I don't really remember this one. DNR. Old Iron King is a very badass looking boss. I think he like slams his hand down and then you just fucking whack his hand a bunch. Doesn't he have that one move where he literally blows up the entire arena and you have to like hide around the corner? That's annoying. Maybe like a high C tier because he looks really cool. Old Dragon Slayer. It's just Ornstein, which is cool. Okay, Nashandra. Nashandra's the last boss of the game, unless you have the Scholar of the First Sin version, right? I think Nashandra is like a C tier fight. Like I don't really remember it, honestly. Like I remember being excited to finally beat DS2 because it felt like a bit of a slog towards the end. I think she uses like magic that's pretty telegraphed and then she just opens herself up to hits. Anyway, it's pretty meh. Mytha the Baneful Queen. Basically, you gotta fight, what's her name? That turns you to stone with the snake hair. Pretty cool idea where she just holds her head. But again, another C tier Dark Souls 2 boss. Not really that impressive. Lud and Zalin, the King's Pets. What? I don't remember this. Is this another did not fight? Maybe there are bosses I didn't do. Let's keep going. I gotta think about that. Lost Sinner. I think she's like has the Lord Soul of like Witch Islith or something. I think her arena is dark and you have to like light it up, or you can light it up. Again, I think it's another C tier Dark Souls 2 fight. Like it's not memorable for me. Look at all these DS2 bosses in C tier. Looking Glass Knight. Okay, I think the Looking Glass Knight is a good fight. I know that it summons it can summon another player. I think it does it really well. It doesn't incentivize the summoned player to just like hide and run when they're low health and get healed. they have to fight, right? Because they don't get healed. And the arena is badass. This is a good fight. This is like B tier for sure. Is it A tier? I want to say no, but it's a good fight. It's solid. Guardian Dragon. Oh, this fight, dude. This has got to be one of the most boring yet frustrating boss fights in Dark Souls. Oh, wait, no, this is not the right one that I'm thinking of. No, sorry. I'm getting them mixed up. I was thinking of Ancient Dragon, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was thinking of Ancient Dragon. No, Guardian Dragon is pretty all right. It's got like cool moves. It's in a really, I love the look of this arena. So cool. Honestly, one of the best looking arenas in the game. It might, because of that, push its way up to a high C tier. I don't think it gets into B though. Giant Lord, it's just the last giant but with a sword. Fume Knight. This is a cool fight. He has really, really interesting moves. A cool combination of like slow, heavy hitting and quick attacks with his small sword. Yeah, I think it's right up here with Ruin Sentinels and Looking Glass Knight. We're getting there, you guys. We're getting there. Flexile Sentry. Maybe a high C tier. Flexile Sentry is pretty good. Maybe even low B. It's got a nice balance, right? It's got the one side that has the two swords, which are tough, and then it has the one side that has the club. I think that's the fight where you're like racing against time because the arena is slowly filling up with water, and eventually your movement gets impaired, and then at that point you're just dead because you can't get away from his attacks. It's cool. It's cool. Executioner's Chariot. This is basically Goat from Majora's Mask. Pretty cool. Pretty intense. Pretty interesting mechanic. Maybe again a low B tier again. Because it's just so unique. It stands out. You know, it's memorable. Ilana Squalid Queen. Do not remember. Okay, Dragon Rider. Meh. Demon of Song. Yeah, pretty, it's like maybe mid C. It looks cool. It looks really fucking creepy and cool. It's like this humanoid frog. Not really a difficult fight. It just like protects itself, and then you just like wait till it opens up and then you kill it. Dark Lurker. Oh yeah, okay. Covetous Demon, he might be a Pepe Laugh boss. Look at that shit. He just literally lifts up his head and smacks down, and then sometimes he rolls. Absolute joke. Sierra, Varro, and Grave Robber? Huh? I don't remember. I must have fought them. I just don't remember. Burnt Ivory King. I might actually not have done this DLC, you guys. I actually might have missed this one. I was convinced I did all the DLCs in Dark Souls 2. Shit. Belfry Gargoyles. Same thing as the gargoyles from the game 1, but I think they share a health pool, right? So B tier. Ancient Dragon. This boss has so much health, and it's not even a fun fight. All this fucking dragon does is sometimes swipe its hand lazily, and sometimes fly in the air and nuke the entire arena with fire. This is not a great fight. It's boring. It's a pain in the ass because he is so... It is optional, though. It's optional. I'll put it at C tier because it's optional. All right, Aldia, Scholar of the First Sin. Pretty forgettable, honestly. Like, you have to kill Nashandra, and then you kill him if you have Scholar of the First Sin, right? Put him right next to Vendrick. There you go. The two brothers. Ava, the King's Pet. Yeah, did not fight. Baby, baby, baby. Here it is. Dark Souls 3. This game. Some of the best bosses in the entire series. Vort of the Boreal Valley. Tough one. Tough fight. My man is highly aggressive. He's a lot of fun. It was fun learning his moves. I don't think it's S tier. I think it's high A. Neck and neck with Gwyn and Suralani. Such a fun fight. Dude, the music for Vort goes so fucking hard. I'm trying to think why it doesn't deserve S tier. I just don't feel as attached. Completely my own opinion, right? Completely my own opinion. I don't have the same feeling towards Vort as I do Artorias, Manus, and Ornstein and Smaug. It's not as iconic for me. It's lacking a little bit there. Maybe some lore that I'm not really familiar with that doesn't quite land. Like S tier for me is it's damn near perfect. Vort is like a great early boss, just not quite pushing into S. Half-Light Spear of the Church. Oh, this is the PvP boss, isn't it? Get out of here. I hate that fight. It made me so mad. So I can't speak to how the fight is with him, with Half-Light. I can only speak to fighting against other players, which sucked. The idea of summoning other players to fight you in itself is a cool idea. I think Looking Glass Knight did it really, really well. I think this one fell flat. Every single player, it was a new player every single time. All they did was hide when they got to low HP until they got healed, and then they looked for like a backstab on me. It was so fucking frustrating. D tier. Fuck it. The last boss of the base game basically encaptures all of the Lords of Cinder and everyone that has lit the flame and linked the flame. Very cool lore-wise. Looks amazing. Has like the most diverse moveset I think of like any boss. The music, dude. It even plays Gwyn's theme. I think it's an A tier. I think it's up there with Gwyn. The only problem is sometimes, while this made the fight easier, sometimes, you know, I will maybe have to ding it why it's not like being pushed up into S tier. Sometimes, you know, he gets stuck in a magic phase. There's a little bit of RNG in the fight where he'll be like in the magic phase for a long time, which is arguably like the easiest phase. You can just kind of hammer him, which is kind of boring, you know, whatever. But other than that, dude, it's a solid fight. A great end to the game. A great end to the game. Slave Knight Gail. Oh, this is a good fight. Oh, I loved everything about this fight. I loved his moveset. It was so fucking frantic and fun and crazy, like figuring out his telegraphing, which was difficult. He hits hard. He's gotten multiple phases that are interesting. There's lightning, for God's sake. The arena is huge. The area you have to fight him is massive, and it looks so dope. I think it's the area from the intro cinematic, right? Like all sandy, and like you can see the ruins of the places that you visited throughout the game. This fight was so good. S tier. Without a doubt in my mind, this is possibly one if not the best fight in all of Dark Souls. It was everything a Dark Souls fight could be. I want to do that fight over and over and over again, dude. The only thing that I could say negative about him is that I don't really know who he is. I don't really know his story, but I'm interested. All right, Sister Frida. I am still very mixed about this fight. I know a lot of people like this fight. It's 3 phases, which is long. It's a tough fight, man. Her third phase is fucking sick. Phase 1, I honestly find kind of boring. Phase 2 gets more interesting for sure, right? My strat was just to ignore Frida and take down Ariandel. Because all Frida does during that phase is just shoot ice at you. Unless you get too close to her, then she attacks you. But like, I don't know. The music starts to pick up, which is awesome. You know, the music in this fight is so good. Still a pretty mediocre phase 2, but phase 3 is so good. I think phase 3 honestly carries this fight and gets it into A tier for me. If it wasn't for the fact that phase 3 was so fucking intense, I would maybe argue B tier. I know that might not be a popular opinion. Pontiff Sullivan, aka General Grievous. This is a good fight. This is a good fight. This is a tough fight. This could be, maybe we'll have a look later about where's precisely in A tier. But honestly, the second phase might arguably be easier just because you can kind of see what moves he's gonna do. His stand almost like makes him more vulnerable to you in a weird way. Old Demon King. Yeah, it seemed to have been an improvement on the, where is it? Asylum Demon. It kind of added a few cool moves. He looked really fucking cool. The arena he was in was sweet. So I would argue B for sure. What's next? Osiros, the Consumed King. What a creepy fight, man. What a creepy boss. I don't know what to say about Osiris. He's just fucking wild. He just fucking screams and like runs around and charges at you. Pretty cool area. The lore is interesting. I don't know though. I don't know. It wasn't very remarkable for me. I don't know. Is this bad putting him in C, like high C tier? Is that bad? Nameless King! Easy. Easy. I love this fight. I love the Nameless King. It was so fucking epic and fun and just grand, and the music and the arena. You know, the 2 phases were really cool. The phase where he flies around on the dragon wyvern thing was a lot of fun. The only issue, of course, was the freaking camera. It was so hard to like keep track of him, and like that was the only frustrating part about phase 1. But phase 2. Phase 2 was glorious, man. Learning his moveset was like some of the most fun I've had in Dark Souls. You know, like learning his slight delays in his attacks, dodging some of his crazy, like, you know, where he shoots like I can't remember what he does. He shoots something at you gotta dodge it. He looks so cool. He's a son of Gwyn, allegedly, which is badass. Cool lore implications there. I think he is better than Ornstein and Smaug, and then it gets really hard to say at this point. Lothric, younger prince. Okay, yeah, Lothric and Lorien, right? Interesting fight. The fact that they teleport around was really cool. This is a good fight. Like, I really like the fight. It's an A tier for sure. You know, the phases are really cool. The teleporting around was interesting and frantically trying to find where he teleports so you can dodge attacks. Really intense. Great lore, you know? The fact that Lothric, like, revives Lorien and, like, goes on his back is really funny and interesting. Yeah, good fight. Good fight. I liked it. Iadex Gundyr, the first fight of the game. This is a great introduction boss. The first phase is fun, right? It feels like a great intro boss. You can parry him. You can do all this stuff for you to learn those mechanics. Really easily, you know, telegraphed moves that you can dodge, but he's quick. Dark Souls 3 game is like, okay, you may have played 1 and 2, but this is gonna be another level. And Iadex Gundyr really showcases just how high of a caliber Dark Souls 3 bosses are gonna be, right? This is easily an A tier boss. And then the second phase is just fucking insanity. Highlord Wolnir scared the shit out of me the first time. Honestly, not that interesting of a fight though, I have to say, unfortunately. You just attack his rings. It does uber damage, almost a bit of a gimmick boss. C tier. I don't know. I can't argue why he would not be in B tier, why he would be in B tier. Unfortunately, I would say, in terms of Dark Souls 3 bosses, one of the weaker ones. Same with Curse Rotted Greatwood. Yeah, maybe, God, Curse Rotted Greatwood is definitely interesting, right? Like, it took me a little bit of time to figure out that you have to kill the sacks, the egg sacks, or whatever the fuck they are. I like how dynamic the fight is. It was interesting to figure it out. It felt like a bit of a puzzle. I think it's a B tier fight. Honestly, I do. I really, really do. Champions, Grave Tender, and Wolf. Meh. Feels like a poor attempt to remake Sith. I don't think it's that great. It's like Sith took a whole lot of drugs and just started booking it at you and forgot about his sword. Dragon Slayer Armor. Pretty standard fight. Nothing too spectacular here. Pretty solid. B tier, I think, you know. Demon Prince. Demon Prince. This is a good fight. I think it sort of is inspired by Ornstein and Smaug. Really fun area to fight in. Big area. Pretty tough. He has a lot of health, for sure. And he has some crazy moves where he like flies in the air, has like the meteor of fire that comes, like the rain of fire that comes down. This was a fun fight. You gotta hug him, you like stay under him, and you gotta stay close and like just dodge his shit. This is an A tier fight. This is an A tier fight for sure. Very well balanced fight, I think, you know, all in all, great one. Loved it. Deacons of the Deep? Part of me wants to put it in Pepe Laugh, but it's a decent fight. Like it's kind of fun, actually. I kind of liked it. I could see it being either high C or low B here. Yeah, I would say it's like top of C. Midir! Some say Midir is the hardest boss in all of Dark Souls. Wait, let's see. Number 1, Dark Eater Midir. There you have it. Game Rant has spoken, you guys. Harder even than Slave Knight Gail. It's a good fight. It is. It is a very good fight. It's a big arena. He's a big-ass dragon. It's everything a dragon fight should be. He's very frantic. He's crazy. You can tell that the Abyss has corrupted him a little bit. Cool lore. Looks fucking sick. Oh, his phase 2 is pretty spooky where he has like the dark magic and shit. Sometimes frustrating to fight though, because like he just rampages around and then like you have to chase after him, and then he rampages the other way and then you have to chase after him. It felt like a lot of running and not a lot of hitting. That's why I don't think it quite gets to S tier for me. I think it's A 100%. Probably above Sin, you know, because Midier's like the culmination of dragon fights. Probably better than Velstad as well, and Sanctuary Garden, and Quelag, and Vort, and Sister Frida. Yeah, maybe it's like on par with Sir Alani. Dancer of the Boreal Valley. I don't have a lot to say about this fight. Another boss I think people consider to be quite difficult. It has some pretty like challenging moves to like learn because it moves very fluidly, dancer-like. Makes sense. Pretty cool fight. I would definitely say it's a solid B tier. I think it's better than Sif. Crystal Sage. Pepe laugh. Sadly, I did kind of struggle on Crystal Sage like once or twice. But yeah, this is a Pepe laugh boss. It's easy as fuck. Once you realize where to find the real one, it's so easy. Champion Gundyr. This is a good fight. I love Champion Gundyr. It's a fucking fun fight. It takes the best aspects of Iadex Gundyr and just cranks it to the next level. He's so fast. He has like crazy moves, like he kicks you. He does like sideways kicks. He like body checks you. This fight is intense, and I loved every second of it. This is for me an S tier fight. Iadex Gundyr in and of itself is A tier, but Champion Gundyr takes that and just, like I said, cranks it up, man. Distills the best aspects of Iadex Gundyr and makes it even better. So I think this is an S tier fight, you know, probably even better than Ornstein and Smaug. It's like up there with Nameless King, you know what I mean? They're both epic fights, but the Nameless King arena is just way cooler. Ancient Wyvern. Oh yeah, dude, the gimmick. You basically have to run for 10 minutes, and then you do a plunge attack on it and kill it in one shot. How do I rank that? The shock factor of like seeing this gigantic wyvern and being like, how the hell do I fight this? You know, it almost felt like you were in an action movie, but at the end of the day, it's still just a gimmick boss. Top of C, maybe. Aldrich, Devourer of Gods. We only have 2 bosses left. Not bad, not great. He always just spawns in the opposite corner of you. And once you figure that out, he's easy. I think it's probably C tier. But we do have a very good fight for last year. The Abyss Watchers. I always struggle with multi-boss fights. They always get me, but it's so good. It's so fun and intense. The arena it's in is just like this arena of death where they're just like battling it out. They're fast. The third one spawns and they just start fucking fighting each other and you're like, okay. This is an S tier fight, but I don't think it's as... Is it S tier though? Does it beat Gwyn and Soul of Cinder though? And Midir and Alani? Oh god. No, it doesn't. I think it's A. It could maybe be argued to be S. I could, if someone put it in S, I would not disagree, but I can't see myself saying it's better than these fights per se. For me, like these first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up here are all around the same level. I think it's better than Midir. I had more fun fighting Abyss Watchers than Midir. Anyway, that's it. That is my Dark Souls boss tier list. I'm curious to see your guys' tier lists. You should all make one.